What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kevin Marcus Miller, the Marketing Clarity Doc. Today is a very special day, y'all. Y'all really not ready for what's about to go down. Today is all virtual lesson 15, building your tribe with my friend, my brother, and entrepreneur, Nick Phelps. What's up, bro?
What up, my brother? Thanks for having me.
Big dog.
Oh, nah, this is cool. This is cool. I'm happy to chat about this. This is fun.
Yeah, man, I know a lot of people are about to be hyped for this. We're gonna repost this everywhere. So, first of all, how did we meet again, bro? I came over to your house, right, on for Twitter.
Yeah, we met on Twitter.
Yep.
Isn't that the story of every love story? No, I'm just messing. We met on Twitter. Nah, because I had just posted my my placement about Nordstrom Rack.
Yep.
I posted the anniversary of my first placement, and then that's when you reached out. You was like, "Feels good, huh, bro?" And I was like, "Yeah, who are you?" I'm just kidding.
That's exactly what you were saying, though. You're like, who is this young dude?
Who's this guy? Yeah, no, that's pretty much how we started. Then we did a track together because you're like, you want to work on a track? I'm like, yeah, let's do a track. You send me a beat.
Yep.
I killed the beat, murdered the track. And then after that, we just kind of stayed in touch and just talked about music and then like, life here and there. And then moved to Washington. I posted
Where were
that.
you living again? What city?
I was living in Arizona.
Arizona. That's right.
Living in Arizona. Then when we moved to Washington, that's when you saw that. He was like, Nick, I'm in Seattle.
Yeah.
And, pretty much linked up from there. Then you came over to my house. Yeah.
That was an interesting day, bro.
That was a very interesting day.
Wow. Looking back on it, it's kind of weird, low key.
I was like, nah, really don't know you, but yeah, man, let's link up, man.
Yeah. I just took a leap. I was like, man, I gotta like, I don't know. I was like, I want to be the friend. I was like, I want to be the friend and attract that energy back. So I gotta go out of my way. So I drove like an hour and a half to a city I'd never been to, Gig Harbor. I didn't even know where I was going, actually. Like I've lived in Seattle for 25 years. I've never been there.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that crazy, bro? I don't think I told you that before.
Nah, you did it. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I was just kind of sweating, bro. I was like,
I get out more. No, I'm kidding. No, that was dope though. I'm glad that you came over because it really set the tone for our friendship. It set the tone, because music wasn't even on the table. We were just
right.
like, yeah, let's just come over, let's hang out. Wife made some enchiladas, rice and beans, which was that was the highlight. I don't know, what I don't even remember what we talking about. I'm just kidding. Yeah, we just had some deep conversations.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you want to share what the conversation was about, but we had some deep conversations.
Yes, I'll give a preface. So yeah, the conversation was like, I had just got out of the hospital about 6 months prior, so he didn't know anything about none of that.
Didn't know nothing
at all. So I was like, "Yo, I just got out of a coma," and he was like, "Damn."
When somebody says how you doing, they say it in passing. I don't really want to know everything was going on. That's a heavy thing for me. I'm just messing with you again. But no, it was cool because when you dropped that on me, I was actually going through like something as well. Like I was stressing about a lot of different things. And then when you dropped that, it was like, dang, this dude just put life back in perspective for me. And that was huge. And then we just kind of vibed out the whole night on that and just had a great time. And then that led to the music. That made us create faster and it made us connect more on the music because it's now like, yo, we just laid each other's lives on the table. Now we know each other a lot more. And that led to a great friendship.
Why do you think, honestly, bro, why do you think we were able to be vulnerable with each other in that way like that?
Well, honestly, like it's just the atmosphere. Like I think it's the atmosphere. I think you got to feel comfortable with someone. Like it's all about trust. And so, I mean, I'm a vulnerable person to begin with. I just give out sometimes I got to hold back. Like I should not.
So really low key, it was self-esteem. You already had self-esteem.
Yeah, and I'm pretty vulnerable guy. I love to share the
Gotcha.
whole process and whole story, and so that was pretty cool
Hmm.
that you came over and you did that because I'm like, oh yeah, I rock with this dude. If he's gonna be vulnerable, like let's get vulnerable. Like let's share the real stuff because my personality, I don't really like small talk is cool, but I really like to get in the surface because I'm really like really how are you though? Like really how
Yeah.
are you? You know what I mean? And I think that's what we need more of in the world. Like seriously, just because we stay on the surface too much. We don't really go too deep, and so I think we need more of that in the world because everybody's not doing well. Like you came over, I was like, you was in a
Yeah.
coma. What?
Man, I was hurting, bro. I felt broken. I felt broken, man. Because like this is before my business even took off. So I was still broke as shit.
Wow.
I was still broke. Yeah, everything. So
Well,
yeah, I appreciate you just
very
being real,
fortunate
man. I
for
felt
that.
like I had a family, like coming over, meeting your kids and everything. It was like I needed that at that moment.
No, that was cool. Yeah, it felt like we knew each other for years, huh? And we just
Hmm.
literally the first time we ever met.
Yeah, yeah. So after we connected, we made some music, vibed out, kept in touch, all that good stuff, kept kicking it. And then, interesting enough, I started All Approach and grew that. And then what happened is you were at your 9 to 5,
Hmm.
and then you called me one day and you was like, Give, I walked away from my 9 to 5.
Right.
What were you doing? What was your job?
So I was a chaplain and care ministry coordinator, and also doing some youth pastor work, which I love my job. Like it really, and I'm still doing freelance chaplain work. I still do
Nice.
that, and because I just love people. But I love my job. But it was just this burning thing inside of me. It was like, okay, I feel like music is really calling me right now. Plus, I started
Hmm.
my online course that was taking off, and a lot of people were saying good things, and more people jumping in, and then getting a lot more production work. And so it was just this. I was losing my balance, and so it was finally at the crossroads. Like I got to choose one. I got to choose
Gotcha.
one, and I wanted to choose one where I was going to be able to have more freedom to do to increase the business, and at the same time spend more time with my family. So it was just like I was talking to my wife. I was like, "Babe, I'm at a crossroad. Like
Ooh, that heat. You feeling that
I
heat?
was like, I feel like my mental health is going to kind of go down a little bit if I kind of juggle everything." And so I finally I made a decision. It was scary too, because leaving the safety net of nine everything that comes with the 9 to 5. You got health insurance. You got a
It's
steady.
always the health insurance, bro. Why? Everybody I talk to, it's always, well, I gotta keep the insurance. Like, but what if one day you had enough money to buy your own and your team's insurance, though?
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. I got a lot of kids.
Right.
And
Big
so that
fact.
was that
Big
was
fact.
that was the scary part is like, what about that? And then
Yeah.
also, you're getting a steady paycheck. You're not worried about, well, when you start your own business, step out, you got to go get the client. You got to do the content. You got to
Mhm.
do all of these things. And it's like, are you going to believe in yourself enough to really take this leap?
Mm.
But what really helped me was also, it's like, well, if it doesn't work out, I can always just go get another 9 to 5. It's like,
Yes. Yes. 100%. 100%.
but it's working out. So we're good.
Good. Good. When was that? When you walked away?
That was August 1st.
Ooh,
That
fresh.
was fresh,
Woo.
fresh.
It's August
Yeah,
25th today. Yep.
yeah. So
Yes, sir. What's the biggest difference emotionally so far, and or maybe in your mindset on your day to day?
the biggest difference, which I'm still getting used to, is literally waking up and like I get to go work on music. Like I don't have
Mm.
I got to make my own schedule now. It's like this is crazy. Or even thinking like, wait a second, I could I could take the morning off and then work in the afternoon, or vice versa.
Ooh.
Like I could just work in the morning and then just stop in the afternoon and or I could like pull an all nighter and then just take the rest of the next day off.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's
That's
it's
hard, bro.
that whole system. Yeah.
I'm proud of you, man. I think the biggest thing for me that I'm most excited for is like you one of the things I love is that you have like an incredible Facebook group. And
Mhm.
I don't think I've ever seen any Facebook group as engaged as yours ever as a marketer. I've never seen it.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
I think like a lot of people, if you're not in Nick's group, Music and Life Mindset, right? Nick Phelps, musicandlifemindset.com. He has a Facebook group and there's like 1,000 people in there, right? He'll do a post just randomly in the morning, right? And there'll be 100 people commenting on that post, man. It's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Yo, how did you build that momentum and build your tribe like that? Like, how are people rocking with you like that?
Yeah, it's weird to me too that I'm like, why? Like I look at that, I'm like, there's a lot of engagement in here, and so, and part of the fear too is like, when will the engagement stop, right? But just gotta let that go.
Yeah, we gotta let that go.
Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. No, but honestly, like it goes back to that vulnerability and just sharing the journey, and also remembering where you were and taking that into consideration because that's where they're at. So it's like I never forget, you know, the old saying, like never forget where you come from. Like
Yeah.
it's true also when you're reaching people because it's basically people want to connect with your story. They want to feel like they're a part of it. They want to feel like, yo, I'm in that story in this moment. Like
Mm,
I know exactly what you're talking about. And so, and that's just my personality. Like,
I see.
um,
So as a coach, you're more so letting people walk with you instead of like, here's my life and I'm shining and I'm balling out and like,
yes, exactly.
mm,
And that comes also from my chaplain background, because part of the chaplain world is you're walking alongside of people. It's like you're not really. They shouldn't know. Well, let's see. How can I put this? Like
yeah.
you should know, as a chaplain, you should know more about them than they should know more about you. Um, and so I bring that over to everything. It's like, yo, I want to get to know you. I want to get to know your story. And so, how can I do that? Well, guess what? I'm going to do posts that are engaging where you get to share who you are, but also at the
Mm,
same time, I get to encourage you. And so, I love to share my story and show who I am. You know, I got a comedic side, I got a family side, I got a business side, and so I'm constantly sharing all of those sides on social media so people can get this well-rounded view of like, yo, you know, this is Nick. He got spiritual, family, business,
yeah.
and he crazy. It's
So that's one thing I can learn from you for sure is because, as I'm building out my Facebook group, I don't want it to feel stagnant either. So for folks listening in, let's all take that advice from Nick, including me, of letting people walk alongside you and being more vulnerable and having people share what they're going through in the comments instead of, having it be always authoritative. Right.
mhm.
Right. So that's something I'm going to work on.
Yeah, and that I think that's huge because a lot of Facebook groups, it is very authoritative. It's like, yo, I'm sharing, and the weird, actually, so the weird thing, because my Facebook group is called Music and Life Mindset with Nick
Uh-huh.
Phelps, right? So it's like it should be this authority, like it's like, oh, welcome to the Nick Show, which part of it is the Nick Show, but it's
Uh-huh.
also I want to make it where it's also your show, so I give people a chance to share,
Mm.
like I didn't build this platform just for me. I want this platform to also be for you. Like, like we have the Mindset Monday where I share a post,
Mm.
kind of boost the mindset. But then also sometimes I'm like, yo, what's your mindset tip? Like, how can you help
Oh, I
me?
love that.
I'm learning from you. And as you're learning from me, like I want us to all learn together. And then we got, Tuesday, what is it? One Track Tuesday where you share your
Mhm.
track. Then we got Wisdom Wednesday. Then we got
Nice.
Thankful Thursday. And then I'm going to do something pretty cool that's coming Friday, which I was on a walk and thought of this yesterday because this whole platform, I want it to be about the people. And so Friday Share Day is what I came
Mm.
up with. And what I'm going to do is going to be a shocking thing for people because like I'll find like I watch people online. Like I'm a watcher. Like we're stalkers. I watch people, right? And so like I know, and here's that thing again about letting people know, like, I know you're struggling, because I know what it's like when you post something and you're like, dang, that was a really good post, but like nobody really
Right.
rocking with it, right? So Friday Share Day is like a day where I find a post or I find somebody doing something and I see it. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna share it in my group. Like, yo, check out this person's TikTok. They are hilarious.
Ooh, hold up, rewind. Yo, that went over so many people's head. We gotta hold on a second. So you are that secure in yourself. You share your competitors or somebody else's business in your own group.
Yes, because there's room. It's like there's room. There's room for you to be who you are. And that's one of the biggest things that I think we need to realize. It's like, for instance, like I could start a group like yours, right?
Yeah.
I could do everything you do. I could dress the same as you, but it won't come off as authentic. It won't come off because you're you. So how you do it is going to engage your crowds. So I feel like, hey, why not open the doors where we should be able just to share each other's stuff, and like we're not. Yes, we're competitors. I'm not talking about me and you. I'm talking about like just in the world. Like we're competitors, but at the same time, it's like if somebody signs up for my production course,
Right, and then signs up for Johnny around the block, it's not going to hurt the block.
No, because they're going to get something different. The way that how I even explain things and how I bring things down is so different from how they do it. And so that's why I started this group, because I opened the group up for people to share, like, hey, I get messages all the time like, Nick, can I post in your group my production business? Share your production business. Yes, I want you to get clients. Like how you produce different than me. So people gonna come to you for your sound. People gonna come to me for my sound.
Yes, sir.
And so yeah, you gotta have, and that took some work, because we all suffer from that scarcity mindset of like, I gotta
talk to him.
I get all this money. I gotta make sure. But like, what if we actually came together and partnered? Then it's a different ball game, because it's like, okay, look. And I've actually done this. I've done this with a friend who has a production course. Somebody came to me and was like, yo, my son is trying to learn blah, 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 blah. Should he join your course? I was like, no. Actually, let me recommend you a friend's course who they should jump into, because I think they'll get way more value out of that. And so it's also being confident in yourself to know your weakness, because you got to be confident to know your weakness and actually pass things off to people who are stronger in that area, and then guess what? Then they're going to do the same for you. Like, yo, Nick gave me that person, so I'm going to send Nick a person because I feel like that's the area. And so, yeah.
Yeah, when we were working on, you and I were working on that ESPN sync licensing brief together, that was definitely super apparent, because there were so many areas I was weak at. I was like, Nick, I feel like I'm damn near retired from music at this point. Could you be the LeBron, please?
But there was a lot of areas that you were very strong in too. That I was like, dang, I never, like how you just went in the booth. I was like, Kev, you gonna write? No, I don't write. I was like, what?
I don't write. Yeah,
that was shocking to me. I was like,
was that really shocking to you, actually?
No, honestly, yeah, because I gotta like write out everything. I gotta have this plan of attack. And you're like, Nick, just record. I was like, okay. I'll record. And we banged it out fast. I was like, dang, okay. So that was a cool thing in your workflow.
And let's see what we did. MTV, or not MTV, MVP. That was the song.
Yeah.
MVP. How does that go?
Oh, shoot. You put me on
shoot. Let's see.
When somebody says, how's it go? I forget. They call me MVP.
Yeah, they call me MVP. They call me MVP. Yeah, that's hard, bro. I like that one.
Yeah. And then
Prime Time.
Actually, Prime Time may be getting some love pretty soon. I'm just waiting to hear back from this agency. Like, so it was pitched somewhere pretty cool, man.
Nice. I'm sure we'll be seeing a nice check soon, as per usual.
I'll keep you posted.
So in this particular Facebook group, right, folks are, CEOs, and they're trying to learn how to delegate and staff their business better. What's the mindset block that you had to get over that, hey, eventually I'm gonna have to delegate things like to an agency or to, help with my wife or my daughter, right? Because you have your
Yeah.
team, right? You got your core. What was the mindset block for you to be like, yeah, it's time to delegate now?
You got to get over control. Like, really, it is. You got to get over the fact, you got to get over, like, okay, because here's what we all think. If I don't do this, it won't get done the right way.
Yeah.
But we have to get over that, because it's like, it all goes, like we just said, it goes back to different personalities and other things. Like, you delegating, that person may see how to do it a better way. They're like, oh, you could be more efficient if you actually do it like this, and that. And realizing that you won't get things done if you keep on trying to take things on yourself. I love this example. It's like, you start cleaning your house, right?
Right.
And then you start with the kitchen. And then you look at the living room, you're like, oh man, the living room's dirty. So then you leave the kitchen, you go do the living room. And then you're like, oh man, my bedroom's dirty. So then you leave the living room, then you go do your bedroom. And then you're like, oh man, my kid's room is dirty. So then you leave your bedroom. When you're done, you just have a mess of your house when you could have just had finished the kitchen and had one clean place. Just work on the kitchen, and then you could have just had the kitchen clean, but you're so busy bouncing around doing all these things, like you just dirtied up the whole house. Nothing even looks in order. So it's like, as you're cleaning the kitchen, getting the kitchen in order, it's like, hey, let me have this person start on the living room. That way I'm doing this, I'm totally focused, making sure that this is right how I need it. And then as you're doing that, when you get that done, then you can check the work of the living room. It's like, hey, yo, so what'd you do? Like, I delegated that. So how'd you do on it? It's like, you actually have more time to look at that rather than bouncing all around. So it's giving up that control and giving, and that also goes into scarcity mindset. It's like, because we think if I don't do it, it won't get done right. And I'm going to lose everything. It's like, no, this is why we have a team.
Right.
So you can win. Because if you don't have a team, nobody wants to go to the top alone. First of all, it gets kind of boring.
That's true.
But even in the music world, it's like, when you're sitting in a room with people, you're creating with people, there's a different energy. There's a different vibe, rather than you just sitting there alone all the time. And so I had to get over the control factor. All that just to say that I had to get over the control. Like, if I don't do this, it won't get done right, which it can be true. But if you keep on trying to take on everything, you won't grow either. You won't expand the way that you want to expand, because you can only do so much as one person. There's only 24 hours in a day. And you don't want to have a heart attack trying to do everything. Yes.
Exactly. There's only 24 hours in a day, but with the team, there's unlimited.
Exactly.
Yeah. 100%. Love it, bro. Well, let the people know how we can support you. I know there's a lot of people that want to join your group as well. Folks that are songwriters, music producers, CEOs. Where can folks connect with you, rock with you, support you?
They can go to Music and Life Mindset with Nick Phelps. That is my Facebook group. Yeah, also you can look up, if you want to check out some of my music, you look up Mr. Phelps on Spotify or wherever you listen to music at.
Cool.
And then yeah, my website, musicandlifemindset.com. That's where I have coaching. Also, if you're CEO and you want to learn music, hey, holla at your boy.
Hey. Nick's course, you're taking, your registration's open right now, right?
It's open right now. Yeah.
Skillet hot.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's all the ways you can support me. And then also, send me a friend request on Facebook. I love chatting with people. Like, I love social media, because it's it's where you get to be social. But no, like, I really use, because I say that sarcastically.
Yo, that's the funniest thing I heard all week, bro. That's hilarious.
Because it's like, social media is meant to be social, so it's like, but I really use it for that. Like, I like to message people like, yo, how you doing today?
Low key, guys. Nick is low key a marketer. He just doesn't want to admit it to me. Nick is gonna be like, those funnels, like click funnels. He's gonna have one of those funnels, and then everybody's gonna be like, where did this guy come from? And yeah, so get it while it's hot.
Oh, this is dope, man. Well, hey,
Man, you know, I love you, big dog. Appreciate you always rocking with me, supporting me, helping me be better. And man, just, you know, I always think about, you know, how much respect you have for me. That always keeps me, that always reminds me on my low days. You know what I mean? Because I have a lot of low days. So
yeah, no, I'm rooting for you, man. I do have a lot of respect for you. I love what you're doing. And yeah, man, you're inspiring a lot of people. So I appreciate you. Glad that we are, you know, brothers. And
brothers.
we're gonna keep pushing each other to keep doing better. That's one of the dopest things though, when you got somebody pushing you to do better. And so that's what we do for each other.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Phelps, the legend himself. Low key, if you actually need music production or if you need like custom work. So let's say you have a TV show. I know there's a lot of CEOs in this group that want to do Facebook ads, right? If you want to do a Facebook ad or if you want to do, you know, an advertisement commercial, he's the guy to go to. He does those as well. So just go ahead and contact him via his website or Facebook for a custom quote. All righty.
Right. Hit me up. Also, yeah, MrPhelpsMusic.com. Also.
Yes,
Where you-
sir. Drop that. Okay, I'll drop the links. I'll have Eliza drop the links at the end of this.
All right, awesome.
Perfect. All right,
And
bro.
this was fun. Always good chatting with you.
My boy.